Welcome to the 420 hour. Chris?
Welcome back, guys. It's Chris and Casey again.
We got our audio fixed right now. So, I know this has kind of been delayed. You know, we haven't done one in almost, I think, 2.5 weeks. Is what it is.
It is.
What you got to say, Chris?
A lot has happened over the past 2 weeks. We finished up NFL preseason. Week 3 is now officially over. It is time now to get down to cut deadline.
Everybody's got to be down to 53 by tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Man, congratulations to those that will be able to stay with the whole man roster. Congratulations to those that will be able to sign practice squad contracts. Which team do we want to get started with today? Our boys?
We can talk about whoever.
Man, how about we just go down the list? We got all of them. There's somebody on each team.
I don't want to go about every single NFL team, bro, because especially since their cuts aren't done.
All right. One team I want to talk about is Miami.
What about the Dolphins?
How are they going to cut Atlanta's best guard center the past few years and then just walk about it, Matt Skura?
Well, they obviously have somebody better or who they feel is better. Just because you play good for one team doesn't mean that whatever next team you're going to go to won't be ass.
True.
Or like you won't be ass for that team. Because not every culture in the NFL is the same. Every team does things differently.
Every team also has veteran leadership.
Yeah, but there's different ways to go about the leadership.
I mean, I'm not necessarily calling Matt Ryan their leader, but
he is.
But
he's the oldest player on that fucking team.
Julio would have also been in second runnings if he stayed, but Tennessee got a nice little pickup during off season.
Bro, until Julio can prove to me that he can stay healthy, I've got nothing to say about Julio.
How many years in a row has it been since he's played a complete full season?
4?
4?
This being his 4th?
He's still been managing 1,000-yard seasons. No?
I think he hasn't had he's had 1,000-yard season in the last 3 years. He's been injured. He's old. Like, I mean, it is what it is.
Would you say he hasn't had full season since their Super Bowl run?
No, he's had a full season since then. But over the last 2 years, he's played, I think, 12 games out of a possible 30.
It's alarming. It's alarming.
That's the reason that Atlanta traded him, man. Atlanta traded him because he wasn't producing for them. He was one of their highest paid fucking players, and nothing. He was giving them nothing.
How many sacks? We'll look it up later. Never mind on the question. I'll look up how many sacks he let go over the past couple seasons.
Who?
Skura.
I don't know.
So that might also be a factor.
Sacks, when it comes from a center, aren't such an issue. Because, bro, sacks, I'm not worried about a center giving up a sack.
Playing back in high school and college, playing center and long snap, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. It is a more strenuous job than playing guard or tackle.
I would much rather my center give up a sack than my fucking tackles. Because depending on how my quarterback is, he's not going to see it fucking coming.
I mean,
if he's right-handed, it's going to come off his left-hand side. He's not going to see it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not.
If he's left-handed, it's going to come off his right-hand side, and he's not going to fucking see it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He's not no Jason Kelsey being able to pick up 2 men easy, but
no. What I'm saying is that there's different ways you go evaluating offensive people and their effectiveness to a cohesive offensive line. I want to get to, the real shit right here. Our boys.
Let's move on forward. Let's go to the AFC West now. All right. Let's kick off with some of our players that we ended up having to let go today.
You got Derek Gore, Darwin Thompson, Wyatt Miller, Omari Cobb, Damone Harris, Anthony Gordon was released last week. Maurice French.
Charlton and Parks last week.
Taco Charlton, I like him, but he can't stay healthy. That's the biggest knock. The biggest knock on a football player is not being on the field.
If you're not showing your grit and showing your work ethic, you're not wanted to be on that field.
I guess. I think we're going to keep 4 tight ends. I think Jody Fortson deserves to have a roster spot. And he has shown that he can provide not only as a tight end, but as a special teams player too.
I'll say this positive thing. I really did like Gore.
He's going to end up on the practice squad.
He played
if he clears waivers.
He played very admirably during preseason. That very last game, he hooked up over 120 plus yards, both running and receiving.
He only had 26 yards receiving, bro. 26 yards rushing. He had 80 receiving.
I was about to say.
I got an issue with a running back that if you can only get 26 yards rushing, but you can get 80 receiving. Come on, you need to spend some time developing your vision so that you can see the holes a little bit faster.
I agree with that.
Also, that's why I say put him on the practice squad.
Also, burst speed.
He's got good burst speed. Because that 56-yard pass against the Vikings,
when he got outside the numbers and he was able to break away, I liked that.
He cut back up inside. He was staying between Jody and 410.
Was that who?
It was Fountain and Forson.
I was about to say, when he took it, I'll admit it, I saw for that one play that we could utilize him more than just.
Also, there was Maurice French was there too.
Oh,
Maurice was 83.
That's also a notable cut that we also had to let go of.
I honestly think that if the Chiefs were smart, they would try to convince Laurent Duvernay-Tardif to give up his trade clause and accept a trade to somebody like the Steelers or the Panthers, maybe even the Falcons. It's a ready-made starting guard, because I'll be honest, Trey Smith beat him for his job. Our rookie beat him for that job. You cannot say that Tardif is better right now than Trey Smith. I don't give a fuck about all these emotional connections to him because he's a doctor. Yeah, I'm that's all good and well, but none of that shit means anything when it comes to winning a Super Bowl. I like him, but I want wins. I want titles. I want a player who's going to be there, and it's going to put 100% to football. And as much as I like Laurent, he's not 100% in on football.
No.
Which, rightfully so, because he's a doctor. So, football is not like, once he's done, he can actually go be a doctor and shit. And actually, provide a real change to this instead of, like doing charities and shit. But right now, I ain't got time for that shit. I need wins.
I mean, it kind of took a toll on our season last year when we couldn't have the extra blockability with him on the field, but it was a pandemic. It is what it is.
See, his issue is that he's great at playing the run, but when he's got to sit back and wait for the defender to engage him, it's no go.
Funny story. Same thing happens when I play with him on my line in Madden. Horrible at pass. Horrible.
Yeah, he's good at the run because he can move forward. And he's a big mauler.
I could play an RPO
He's
play,
a big mauler.
Get a decent 10, 15 yards easy.
He is the exact thing that Jadeveon Clowney said about guards, which they're just, strong and monsters, but they're not athletic.
Unathletic.
Duvernay Tardif is really not that athletic.
Oh, don't forget.
But Jadavian's going to have to put his money where his mouth is come week 1.
You got to be fast to play guard.
Not really.
You have to be able to pull and catch that defender.
But they pull lately. They pull more tackles than they pull guards. The Chiefs pull their tackles more than they pull their guards.
We also run a shit ton of tight end screens.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
It works. We got Kelsey. And I say, you want world domination? Cool. We got a Kelsey.
This is kind of like the end of this video, honestly. We'll do another one next week about the full 53 and break everything down like that. But that's kind of the it. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, I think that was just about it.
All right.
Other than fuck the Raiders.
Fuck the Raiders. Also, fuck the Buccaneers. Just saying. Because you motherfuckers, you fans of the Buccaneers have come out the fucking woodwork now because you got old-ass Tom Brady as your quarterback and because you already had a starting-ass defense, like a Pro Bowl along the entire defense, and now all of a sudden you motherfuckers act like y'all just the best team ever.
They're the literal fucking...
Bro, these are the same motherfuckers that were cheering for Jameis Winston when he was throwing 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
They are literally the fucking prime example of that Homer Simpson meme where he comes in and out the bushes. They literally just came out the bushes just last year, and they're about to sink back in the fuckers this year.
No. I think Tampa Bay is one of the easiest schedules. Outside of Green Bay in NFC, I don't really see anybody challenging the Buccaneers like that. The Saints are not who they were.
And I'm also going to put this out there. That quarterback situation and
Jameis won it.
I know,
Jameis deserved to win it. Jameis was playing better.
He played better, but I will be damned if he does another 30 for 30 season.
I don't trust Seattle because they have shown an absolute refusal to give Russell a fucking offensive line.
To be fair, they also did a shit ton of just rush plays during preseason.
I'm just saying they don't want to give him an offensive line for some fucking reason. That's really like all the contenders in the NFC. I don't trust anybody in the NFC East. Fuck the Cowboys, the Giants, the Washington football team, and the fucking Eagles. All of them. Like, bro, they all have shown that winning to them right now is not a concern. Just by the moves they've made, the handlings of certain things. I don't really trust anybody besides the Saints and the NFC South. Falcons have shown me that they're not shit. And Carolina, I don't trust Sam Darnold. So
I'll give Sam Darnold this little chance. But I just haven't seen shit with him.
I forgot.
He was with the Jets.
Yeah, I forgot San Francisco. I like San Francisco to kind of be there, but if they can stay healthy, they'll be there. If they have another injury season like they did last year, count them out. The Rams, I don't know what to think of your Rams.
We're in a situation right now where we're building around Matthew Stafford within his last few years of playing, and with the Cam Maker situation and trading for Sony Michel, I'll be dead honest with you. It's going to be an interesting first at least 5 weeks. Because we ain't going to have a run game till we establish something. The pass game, I'll give Matthew...
Don't do Sony Michel like that.
To be fair, his production has been pretty neutral the past few years.
Because he was having to go with... He was up there in New England where they've got 4 running backs they use.
Oh, where they run a 32 running back set?
Pretty much.
They'll give a lineman at least a snap chance.
They run the ball a lot.
Fucking Belichick.
But yeah, like I said, in the AFC, bro, we got a tough year this year. I'll be honest.
Like shit. What's the game you're going to be looking forward to? I
don't really have one particular game that I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to the season.
My favorite games are always going to be the Kansas City versus Denver game. If there's a
Denver's ass. They haven't beaten us in almost. We've beaten them 8 years in a row.
It's just the energy of the games. You can see it on
well,
the
it's
TV.
7 years and some change.
My one Denver game I went to, I felt the energy. I felt the aura.
I'm going to that Denver game on December 5th.
Oh, shit.
And then I'm going to go to the Steelers game on December 16th.
I still haven't decided.
That's the last home game.
I still haven't decided which one I want to go to.
I was going to go to another one, but I'm probably just going to ride out with 2.
When's that Steelers game?
December 16th, I told you that.
Because I feel like that's going to be a good game.
It's our last home game of the year. We finished the season on the road.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I really wish we played the Rams this year.
But from the 420 hour, from 420 Sports, from me and Chris, we thank you for anybody who watches this. Like I said, once the season really starts going, we're going to be doing these every week. Thank you again, Chris.
Thank you for the views. Those that are watching, Mazel Tov. We really appreciate you, and we'll be looking forward to more football content and hitting on baseball coming soon.
There's one thing I want to say about Shea Buechele for the Chiefs.
Oh, go for it.
Bro, I love the way he played against the Vikings. He looked poised in the pocket and climbed up in it when he needed to. He's got a rocket, dog.
How about this? He showed it. He has legs.
No, he doesn't really. He was not really moving around that much, but his arm was, that ball was coming out of that shit like a rocket. Like he was throwing that motherfucker. That's the last thing I want to say. Smoke some.